happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to the Plug Talk Sports live show. This is episode 91. Myself, Danny Torres, Jonka Don't Stop, and of course, Brandon Hernandez. We're coming to you live from the middle of Game 4, third quarter of Game 4. The Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks. Heat currently trailing by 10 points, 58-68. We're going to get into that in just a few minutes with NBA playoff talk, our first segment of the night. But we'll start as our usual good news and bad news of the week. We're going to go with good news this time because I believe last week was bad news. So, Brandon, if you want to kick us off, what is the good news for you?
Of course. Well, the good news for me, it's definitely got to be the Celtics. I know we're going to go into later. I know we're going to go talk about it, but a little bit of green. I feel more confident on my C's, man. They had a tough Game 3, but Game 4, no mass JB. Happy the Celtics right now up 3-1 in the series against Atlanta.
Solid. Jonka?
It would have to be, I was at Emerge Americas this past Thursday, and I got to see Tom Brady in person. He was talking about his life after football and his investments and tech and stuff in Miami. So it was pretty cool. He said, I like your jersey. So I was like, little fanboy, like, hey.
What he's really saying is that he's coming to the Dolphins.
They asked him that question. They did ask him the question.
What did he say?
He said, I'm not cutting out the possibility, but right now I'm loving retirement in Miami. That's all he said.
Did he really say that?
It was fun. It was funny.
Bro, we're gonna have too many old guys in the NFL right now, man. He's gotta sit out this one, man. I'm sorry.
He's got that's it, man. It's gotta hang it up.
Yep.
For me, it's gonna be that I have started on a health journey.
Nice.
I decided I wanted to start eating better and healthier. So I've been having usually in the mornings. I started working out more intensely too. Smoothies with making my own smoothies with like spinach. I got some berries in there. Got a chocolate protein powder in there. Chia seeds, got that in there. So it's been good. I've been wanting to do it. I think as you get older, it gets kind of more difficult. So I kind of, I envision myself like when later in my life, when I have a kid, I want to be able, if I have a son, I want to be able to play soccer with him and like teach him and run around. So I want to be able to be healthy and fit for that. So, and it's good. It makes you feel better. Like I played soccer today and it's been 2 weeks now of just eating clean and working out. And you feel the difference, and I don't feel sluggish, tired, or heavy. Like I feel good, more stamina. It's great. So I would say that's my good news.
Nice, man. Nice. And not even that. Because everyone wants that too. So,
yeah.
Trust me, we're all here for you though, Danny. In the next month, we gotta see some 6-packs going in.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is. I'm proud of myself that I have stayed consistent. It is difficult. Like obviously I have like one cheat meal out of the week, but it is difficult. Like my friends say, like, you want to go to Chick-fil-A? And I was like, nope, can't do it. Can't do it. Like literally for dinner, I had a bison burger with sweet potato fries. Oh. And I'm like, I wasn't the usual guy to be like, all right, I'm gonna have sweet potato fries. Even though they're good, I was like, I'm gonna have regular French fries.
Yeah. Hey, but actually, before we even get to the next topic, little shout out because I haven't eaten there in like almost a year, being like moved away from South Florida. Char Hut, sweet potato fries with a marshmallow sauce. Incredible stuff. If you're in the South Florida area, get that.
So you're a sweet potato fry guy too, huh?
Oh, heavily. That is my favorite type of fry, not waffle fry, curly fry, not even the zingers come with the chicken with the Ale House. It's all gonna be Char Hut and those marshmallow sauce sweet potato fries.
Yeah, sweet potato fries. Jonga, you like sweet potato fries?
Okay, for me.
I guess it's just you and me, Brandon.
Checkers fries. Checkers seasoned fries.
No,
God, bro.
They do talk about checkers. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They hit.
They hit, but ain't gonna be having them anytime soon. Let's get to bad news. Brandon, hit me with your bad news.
Yeah. Recently, for for the paper that I work here in North Florida called the Alligators, a student-run paper from UF. They just ended their staff for the semester of the spring. So it was kind of like sad to kind of see that entire group kind of leave, the sports desk for that kind of leave.
Yeah.
But of course, there will be another. I might be there for the summer, whatnot. Not too positive. But yeah, I mean that was pretty sad though. They really kind of saved my last goodbyes.
Oh man, and I've always keep up, dude, with all your work on your Twitter and stuff like that. And you've always been giving, like, anytime I find out UF stuff, it was by you. Just scrolling on Twitter and I see your coverage, even of like golf, UF golf or UF tennis, like, and it's great. I love it. People will probably be like, "Oh, well, I hate that sport," or like, "I don't want to watch it." But like, to be a good sports broadcaster or sports journalist, I think that you have to cover the sports that you don't really want to, because it just makes you so well diverse and well-rounded as a sports journalist or a sports broadcaster. So I'm proud of you for that, man. Like, I've seen your coverage all the time, and it's great.
Oh yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. But of course, as I mentioned before, not entirely done yet. But with the staff of last year, had to say my goodbyes.
Hey, man, when one door closes, another one opens.
True.
Janka, your bad news.
Bad news. I guess it's gonna have to be. It just came out earlier today, but Kane's Hoops Norchad Ramir is gonna be entering the NBA draft, but he will keep his eligibility to come back open. But we're losing Norchad Ramir, so that's gonna be a big hit for us.
Yeah.
But hopefully that brings in more recruits in for next year. So, oh well, that's a loss for me.
I'll tell you what, man. My bad news actually occurred yesterday. So I have a colleague that is a sports psychologist, and she wanted me to. I won't go into detail because it's private matters, like between her and her client. But he moved to Miami. He is on the PGA Tour. He's only 22. And she was like, "Oh, I want you to you come with us, get to know him, play golf a little bit." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm about to get smoked. Like, I'm playing with a PGA Tour player." And indeed, like, I got smoked. I got smoked. He was really good. Like, this guy will tell you, and I love golf. And I've gotten, I've been playing now for a little bit over a year, and I've gotten a lot better. But this guy, he'll be like, "Hey, where do you want me to hit the ball?" And I'll be like, "You see that tree over there? Try to curve it around that tree and get it right there on the green." He's like, "All right, bet." Boom. Immediately, bro. He'll do it. And I'm like, bro, it's freaking insane. Like, it's insane. Yeah, I got smoked. I don't want to reveal the score, bro. It's embarrassing. I mean, it wasn't a murder, but it was a bad loss. I'll leave it at that.
I mean, you're going against a PGA guy, not a live guy, so it gets a little harder.
It was good, man. It was fun. I mean, I had fun out there. It wasn't like it's not a competitive tournament or whatever. It was just for fun, It was great to be out there I hadn't played in like 2 months, so it was great to be out there on the greens again. First topic of the night. Let's get to it. NBA playoffs and update once again. Miami, who leads the series 2-1 against the Milwaukee Bucks, currently down 75-67 with 5:27 left in the third quarter. Bam Adebayo just went for a dunk, and this is concerning to me. I hope he is okay. He went for a dunk. He got hit. It was a foul by Brook Lopez. Missed the dunk. When he missed the dunk, the ball went up and ended up going in anyways.
Yeah, he's fine. He's taking his free throws.
Yeah. He got up and he was kind of grimacing. It was the back as well. I don't know what's going on in this series, but everyone's landing on their back and getting hurt. But yeah, third quarter, he keeping this a tightly contested game. And I'll start off with the Heat. I told Janka yesterday, Brandon, and we were talking on the phone. For the Milwaukee Bucks, having the best overall record in the NBA, I'm not too impressed. Like, the Heat are giving it to them.
Yeah.
Like, the Heat are bringing their game. And the Heat right now, I mean, this also helps, but the Heat right now in the entire NBA in the playoffs have the best shooting percentage, which I'm like, where the hell did that come from, like, all year? Like, where was that? But I haven't really been aside. Obviously, they've missed Giannis for, 3.5 or 2.5 games. I really haven't been too impressed by the Milwaukee Bucks. And this is a must-win game for them. But if the Heat somehow come out with a victory and come out 3-1 out of this, I think the Heat take the series.
No, yeah. I mean, not even that. 3-1, 95% in history for the NBA. Usually those teams do take the series in the playoffs, especially in the first round. But the thing about Milwaukee, though, I mean, as you mentioned before, Giannis being out for about 2.5 games, had a lower back contusion in game 1 in the second quarter. He able to win, I believe, by double digits in that game. The Milwaukee Bucks themselves, they've been keeping strong without Giannis, though. Brook Lopez, who was a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year, has been doing pretty good against Bam Adebayo. For those who are kind of curious of why Bam's not playing well, Brook Lopez is facing him all the time. I mean, I don't even think Bam even made, in the game that we're watching right now for game 4. I think Bam missed his first 5-6 shots against Brook. So we got that going on. Middleton, who just feels like a Celtic, Heat, every single Eastern Conference team killer. Guy's been just automatic. So Milwaukee themselves, they've been okay and solid. But the Miami Heat with Jimmy Butler as well, of course, as I mentioned before, best shooting percentage. Game 3 for Miami. And let alone game 2, they were shooting like 60% from the floor. But game 3, they were not missing any threes at all.
Yeah.
Like, Duncan Robinson came involved. Gabe Vincent took a little bit of time. He got involved quickly. Jimmy Butler, looking like Himmy Butler, got really involved, especially in this game 4. I think he had 22 points going into halftime against Milwaukee, despite the Heat still being down by double digits. But the point is, this is a Milwaukee team that even without Giannis can still compete. But the Miami Heat, they definitely shown they're not your ordinary 8 seed. I think the past 4 years, we just kind of have this Heat team where, they look bad in the regular season, but we all know playoff time, they honestly flip the script on everyone. They can easily be a top 5 team when they're in the postseason. So this Heat team, honestly, like they've been matching the punches, but I just don't think Milwaukee's just like sitting down though, even without Giannis.
I'm just frustrated, John. Before you go, I'm just frustrated with Bam Adebayo, man. Like, because you talk about Brook Lopez, but like last year with Al Horford, like Al Horford is like 20 years older than this guy, and he's freaking dominating him. Like, Bam cannot make any shots for the love of God. When he comes to the playoffs, like during the regular, maybe he's just, I hate to say it, but maybe he's just a regular season dude. He gets into the playoffs and Bam Adebayo goes from, freaking Goliath to like Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
And it's horrible.
But what I would say about that, because again, Al Horford, I don't know, he's like fine wine, dude. The guy gets better with age. But I think Bam Adebayo himself in his game, he's been developing more his isolation game in the past 2 years, and it's definitely helped the Heat get into like deep playoff runs. So, and again, I mentioned before, Brook Lopez is no easy feat, especially when you got Giannis and Bobby Portis, who potentially could have been 6th man of the year on a lot of people's charts. So Bam's got a really, as per usual, a hard matchup in the playoffs. So
it's just Jimmy needs help, man. Like, he can't do it. He needs Bam to step up. He can't do it all. I get exhausted. I told my dad today, I get exhausted watching Jimmy Butler. I'm like, in my head, I keep telling myself, I don't know how much more of this guy can take. I don't know how much more this guy can do. Like, the guy's falling to pieces how tired he is.
Yeah, and honestly, if I would have to put it in perspective, it's just really fascinating to me because a lot of people have been talking about this for Jimmy Butler. I know we even talked about it on this panel before, but Jimmy Butler being one of the best Heat players of all time, honestly, he might be the best Heat player all time to not win a ring. For now, of course. But I mean, that's the reality of it, though, man. He's like this superstar in a team of guys who are, again, 9 undrafted guys. Thank God that he got an actual draft pick in the first round coming up this year because, man, it's been a long road of Max Strus and Duncan Robinson highlights.
Jonka, you're up.
You guys said a lot. You guys basically hit most of the points. But I'm gonna say this because you guys know how I feel about the Heat this season
Mm-hmm.
already. And if you haven't kept up yet, I haven't watched the Heat game except for I think the game I saw with Daniel, which the Heat got. I'm gonna say mollywopped in game three. Well, game two. My bad. Um, I'm gonna address the Adebayo thing. I think we're expecting him to be like an Embiid or a Joker or something like that, but we've known he can't really shoot that well. He doesn't really play make that much. We're just expecting him to be a big, and I think the big that we're used to in the past doesn't really exist anymore. Maybe he can be a five, but we need somebody like, how would you say, like a Chris Middleton for the Heat, somebody that can just be a two.
Right.
There could be a one, but they're also a two to their number one, and I don't think that he have that. And I don't think Adebayo is even a top three for the team right now. If they were to make a championship team, I think Adebayo should be like the fourth best player, because he doesn't really shoot outside, and then whenever you put a big man on him, he basically shrinks. We saw with Al Horford, Robert Williams, Joel Embiid, or Jokic, and even sometimes Giannis. Giannis he'll have a bad game here and there, but like he'll continue to take it to you, and he'll still drop 30 on you. It's I don't know what they're gonna do out of Bio, but they're gonna have to put a playmaker that can shoot to make this team work well around Jimmy and Bam. But also we did lose Oladipo and Tyler Hero, which that's a lot of offense and defense to my opinion. But also the Bucks. I'm gonna address the Bucks now. How am I gonna say this? This is just me. I feel like if Giannis doesn't get injured that first game, I think the Bucks take it. But it would have been a close game either way. But I think the Bucks do take it, and then the Heat win game two.
Oh,
I think the Heat win game two, but that's just me because I think the Bucks were like, oh, okay, you guys were talking smack about, oh, we lost Giannis, and you think you're gonna beat us now in game two? Nah, we're gonna punch you in the mouth for game two. Same thing that happened with the Lakers and the Grizzlies. We'll talk about that in a couple seconds. um, but that's what I'm gonna say. I think both teams right now are just feeling each other out right now because one's injured, the other one's injured. I don't know, but right now Giannis is seeming like the missing piece they needed to when they're up by 13, 83-70 with 3 minutes left in the third. The Heat I think they're missing some offense. They need a consistent person to shoot. That's what they need is shooting.
Yep.
If anything is proved in this new modern age, is you need buckets.
absolutely.
You need buckets, or you need somebody that can stop the other team from getting buckets. And see me how the rules, are more on the offensive side of the ball. You need buckets.
Oh yeah, and also because John, I do want to say one thing about just the last thing I probably have to say about this Heat series. I think the Miami Heat definitely been taking advantage of what they've been getting, right? From the play-in tournament, they were coming with more fire while Milwaukee was kind of going ice cold going to game one. So besides, of course, Giannis being injured in that game midway, they were most likely that was the best game they could have won. Definitely game one. That was a Miami win either way what happened. Game three, insane shooting. But as you mentioned before, I mean, Junkie, you're right. They need offense. I mean, I look at the stats right now halfway through this game. Gabe Vincent, who is probably the third most, at least, productive offensive player for the Miami Heat in the sense of, ball movement, actually on the ball. He has the ball just about more than 20 minutes a game, at least 15 minutes a game. He's 3 and 11 from the floor. That's less than 30% shooting. They need more from Gabe Vincent. They need more from Max Strus if they really want to take this behemoth of Milwaukee out. And again, with Giannis, I mean, defense is not going to cut it. They need to match the offense. They need to.
Facts.
So I want to ask you guys, this will be the final talk about the Heat series. Do you guys stay with your prediction of Milwaukee winning the series?
I mean, again, depending exactly what happens in this fourth quarter for game 4, let's say that Milwaukee does end up finishing the job, I got the Bucks in 7. I really don't believe that the Miami Heat just let go 3 in a row, especially one more in the Heat's house in Game 6. But definitely Bucks in 7 if this game has to go away from the Miami Heat.
Okay, Jonka.
Man, I would love to see the Heat come out this series. I would love because they would have a chance. But yeah, it's either 6 or 7 for me. I don't. It would be tough. It's gonna be tough for sure. Now that Giannis is back, and he's gonna get his momentum going, and he's gonna be recuperating.
Yeah, but listen, even in Game 1 before he was injured, I think Miami was doing a great job of containing Giannis.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, the biggest question is just as I mentioned before, the other characters of this Milwaukee team, like Middleton. I don't think they have an answer yet for Middleton on this Heat roster.
Pat Connaughton.
Another guy. That's just a random guy that they have. That I mean, there's at least 7 guys to 8 guys on that roster that can start in the NBA and other franchises. You know what I mean? Like that's a legitimate all-star team a few years ago. If you want
Bobby Portis, Jay Crowder.
The Heat's problem right now is Brook Lopez. They have nobody that can guard Brook Lopez because he's shooting from the outside, and Bam. You don't want Bam on the outside wing because they're just gonna drive the ball and get easy twos. So it's like,
as much as I would love to say Heat, and I don't think they've played bad. I think the Heat have played well. I think at the end of the day, it might be too overwhelming for Miami. And Milwaukee takes a serious, I will say, in 6.
Wow.
Yeah. I think they go back up to Milwaukee. Miami gets at least 1. Come back here. Milwaukee finishes the job. So I'm going to stay true to my word, and I'm going to stay with Milwaukee. So next series, I'll do this one for Brandon. We're only going to do 3 series due to time. So we'll be on the second series. Celtics-Hawks. Brandon, what can you talk to me about in the Celtics-Hawks series?
Man, well, to let you know right now, I feel like this series is about playing with your food. The Celtics in Game 1, 30-point lead. They dropped it all the way down in the second half because they're kind of lackluster on offense, and they only won by just about, 15, 13 points. Same thing happens basically in Game 2. Derek White has been a 20-point scorer through the first 2 games of the series. And Brad Stevens, to know that Brad Stevens got Derek White for Romeo Langford and a bag of chips from San Antonio, masterclass GM job. Then Game 3 happens. Game 3, again, the Hawks playing, again, not playing with their food, the Celtics are, but the Hawks were actually taking advantage of the Celtics kind of slowing down in the second half of the game and honestly led a majority this time, shooting 65 to 68% from the floor. That's the best in that franchise has ever shot in the postseason. Behind Trae Young, 30-piece, and DeJounte Murray, who I always have believed, if they're really going to do anything besides like Bogdanovic, like DeJounte Murray has to be the player for Atlanta to even press up against Jaylen Brown. And also, of course, match the scoring with Trae Young, who obviously is the main scorer of that team, taking a majority of the shots that night. And then Game 4 comes in, close game. The atmosphere is actually really nice in Atlanta. I just don't believe that the Hawks, no matter what happens, no matter what atmosphere, they can really win out this series. And it happened in Game 4. Jaylen Brown took off his mask, and it was a whole new guy. I mean, we talk about a 31-piece for him. Jason Tatum, 31-piece for him as well. Marcus Smart, when it was a 3-point game, attacked, I think it was DeAndre Hunter, I'm not too positive, but he attacked the rim before time expired and slam dunked right there. And that changed the momentum and kept it with the Celtics going to the fourth quarter. No matter if it's a close game, the Celtics always feel like they're like 3 steps, almost 2 steps away from this Atlanta squad.
Look, I mean, I feel that this series has been no problem for the Celtics. The only thing I can say is like you said, playing with your food. Like they cannot fall asleep on the Hawks because if they fall asleep and they get caught napping, like the Hawks will press.
Mm-hmm.
They almost came back yesterday. But for me, I don't think this series has been much of a challenge for the Celtics. And Celtics are going on to the second round. And they're going to play the Philadelphia 76ers, which that should be a great series. I got nothing else to say about Boston. I don't think it was much of a challenge for them.
Yeah, I saw game. Was it game 2? I think no, game 3. I don't know when Atlanta won.
Yeah, game 3.
Game 3. Atlanta played a really good game that day, and then I saw yesterday game 4, and man, bro, I was impressed with Atlanta. I gotta admit, even though they did lose, they were sticking in there the whole way, bro. It was just ridiculous. It was like a 13-point lead down to 7, then back to 10, then to 6, back to 10. I was losing my mind. I'm like, bro, is Atlanta really gonna pull a comeback? Like, seriously? And then the last like 4 minutes of the game, Atlanta was making it close by 4 or something. And I'm like, there's no way, bro. There's no way Trae Young is gonna pull this off. No, and then there goes Jason Tatum with a crazy pull-up 3 from like 30, and I'm like, no, this game's over. Like, no, it's over.
No, yeah. But also, because I know we only have to talk about 2 more series, I want to make sure we talk about a specific series, though. We have to talk about Knicks Cavaliers. Have you seen the Garden the past 2 games?
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane.
I know.
I mean, for me personally, like RJ Barrett, first 2 games in Cleveland, kind of suspicious, right? They never really got past 15 points comfortably. But the past 2 games, especially this game 4, I'm looking at the stats, 26 points, Jalen Brunson 29 points. I mean, again, I just really want to talk about this series. I don't know if you guys have anything to talk about it before I go on a full-blown 5-minute spree. But, man, like the Cavaliers, they had an issue at wing that they never fixed with Okoro. They try to bring in LeVert to start, and it's like made the situation worse. Because Karis LeVert, you need him with the ball in his hands. If he does have the ball in his hands, he's not doing much. Darius Garland getting locked up between the New York Knicks. And despite the fact that, I mean, Evan Mobley and Gary Allen, phenomenal forwards. Big 7-footers. Defensively, it's hard to even get past them in the paint. Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson, like Mitchell Robinson looks like a Rasheed Wallace out there. The guy's just like, throwing people aside, getting these offensive rebounds, easy putbacks. I think the Knicks finish it off in 5, honestly. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Listen,
that's kind of the spill I wanted. Here's
my opinion. I'm a little disappointed in Cleveland. I expected a lot more from them in this series. But I would say the Knicks are motivated. They said, hey, you guys took our guy and Donovan Mitchell. Now, Donovan, we're going to make you pay. We're going to make you regret going to Cleveland and not to New York. Dude, whoever, whether it's Miami or Milwaukee in the second round, New York's going to be a tough out because they're balling right now. They're playing good basketball right now.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Hey, Knicks fans, you have every right to celebrate. It's been like 40 years of pent-up energy, and they're just letting all the joy come out now. It's been rough years for that organization, but it's good. It's good to see. There's some franchises, whether it's the Lakers or the Knicks or the Celtics, where you're happy to see them doing good because they're like the OG NBA teams.
Yeah.
So it's great to kind of see the Knicks doing well. And again, disappointed in Cleveland. I expected a lot more from them.
No, yeah. I mean, not even that. For New York themselves, defensively, like Coach Tibbs, Tom Thibodeau, masterclass. It looked like a 1994 game in Game 3. Like they held, and believe it or not, because this is how the NBA has grown, the first time all season a team held below 80 points, the Cavaliers in Game 3. So they've just been honestly on a tear. It could potentially be their first ever first-round win since 2013. So New York is up right now. I think they're actually real. I would love to see a Heat-Knicks rivalry like the Pat Riley series back again.
Yes.
Love to see that. Oh, my gosh. If it's anything like the regular season games, all Heat fans, they should be praying to see New York. They should really be praying to see New York.
We got to get back past Milwaukee first, but
that's true.
Jaka, you got anything on Cleveland and New York?
I would have to say for the Knicks, I'm happy that they're having finally some success. They've been drafting and they got Jalen Brunson, great pickup. But if you guys noticed, they won that game last night or yesterday, and Julius Randle did literally nothing.
Yeah.
He did basically nothing, and they still won the game. He was just a body there just to take up space. So that's just a pointer out there to everybody that if Julius Randle did start scoring, this game would have been a blowout. And I'm expecting this next game to be a blowout, and then Knicks take the series.
Nice.
And just that's what I'm gonna say. Cleveland is Cleveland. I'm gonna say Darius Garland. He did phenomenal. I gotta say that. But everybody else needs to step up.
Now, the final series we're going to talk about in NBA playoff talk, you got to talk about Sacramento and Golden State.
Yeah.
And I'm staying with my pick, and I know Brandon's going to disagree with it. I think Golden State is going to pull through in this series. I really do. You know why?
How positive are we about that, though?
Listen, I'll tell you why. And I think Jonka might be on my side. If you've been watching these games, Sacramento comes out the gate really strong. And then in the second half, you start to see the experience that the Warriors have that the Kings don't have. And that's when you really start to see them pulling away from the Kings. And I think that trend will continue. And I think that the Warriors are going to pull out this series.
So you have the Warriors winning?
I've always had the Warriors winning this series.
Look, I'm going to just say it at this.
Okay.
The first two games in Sacramento were electric. And I know there's also been videos about Game 4 where, like, in Sacktown, there was fans filling up the entire lower bowl area of Golden One Center. That's going to continue in Game 5. But the games in Golden State, really the ones that kind of switched the tide in this entire series, Game 3, more towards the Warriors. They played a better offense. I think that for Sacramento, and again, as I mentioned, a team that is, fast-paced, was kind of shut down in the mouth defensively. But, look, I'm going to just read the scores right now from the stat sheet from Game 4. We look at Curry, 32 points. Jordan Poole, 22 points. Klay Thompson, 26 points. Wiggins, 18 points. They needed at least 4 guys out of their main starting 5, besides, of course, Jordan Poole, to really push up close to 60 to 70 points to win by 8 points against Sacramento. And Sacramento with Harrison Barnes, he shoots that 3 and he makes it. It's a 3-1 series going back to Sacktown. For me personally, the Kings are a better team offensively. They honestly have a better roster when it comes down to the depth itself. For Curry himself, at the age he's doing it at 32 points in this game, and it's not the only 30-point game he's had in this entire series, it's impressive. It's impressive. Honestly, I had this series going to 5. It should have been going to 5 with the Kings winning Game 4. They were just a shot shy, but I still got the Kings in this one. There's no way. It's a tied-up series. Really, the next thing you know, it's a best out of 3. Kings have 2 home games in a best out of 3 series against Golden State. I still got the Kings. Would that be in 6 or 7?
I'm telling you, man. And I'm going to say, Jonka, I'm going to say it just like Jonka says it. Do not be surprised if you find the Golden State Warriors back in the NBA Finals. Do not be
I've said it all year.
And you know what? I was talking today to one of the MDC basketball players, and he told me, don't be surprised if this finals matchup is a rematch between the Warriors and the Celtics. I could see it.
Again, I really don't trust this Warriors team at all.
Listen. I'm gonna address. I want to see something. Brandon, you said because Harrison Barnes almost made it 3, the series would have almost been 3-1. Well, I can say the exact same thing for Game 1 with Andrew Wiggins missing that 3, and that would have tied the game. It would have been a completely different flip-flopping, this, and that, and we could all do this. Anyways, the series is 2-2, and guess what? I think the Warriors and Steph Curry, is going to come out and is going to drop like a 45 bomb in Sacramento and win that game I'm telling you, the Sacramento that little beam is gonna become so fake that you couldn't see it from my bedroom. I'm telling you right now. Forget the beam, bro. Not even a lightsaber. It's gonna look like a little popsicle stick you got from the gas station. And so no, I said no, really, no.
Listen, Brandon, I don't mean to hurt your feelings here, but it was a couple months ago. I'm telling you, Curry can do it on the road. It was a couple months ago where Curry was doing this in Boston in the finals.
And that's why I will say this. You could also say, because Draymond Green did get suspended for game 3, that should have been the game Sacramento should have taken from Golden State at home.
Yeah.
I would actually argue that.
And you know why they didn't take it? You want to know why they didn't take it? Because they got no experience. No, they don't have the cojones, man.
Look,
they should have taken it, bro.
I think the whole thing about experience, though, the whole thing about experience is that there's also talent on the other side of experience. When you look at the rest of the field in the playoffs, right, there's a lot of teams with experience right now that are struggling. A Milwaukee squad with 3 guys that are above 32 years old with the NBA Finals resume on them who are struggling through a Heat squad who, again, have some playoff experience themselves, but a lot of young guys out there. I mean, they got Highsmith going against Giannis. You know what I mean? He's not doing too bad of a job. But as I mentioned before, I believe in ball movement. I believe in the better team winning it. And also, for a little development, Keegan Murray has gotten involved now in this series. He had 23 points last time. He was the NBA, I think the NBA record holder for the most threes made by a rookie in a season. So I'm just telling you right now, the Kings, they're the better squad. I'm expecting the better squad to win out of a best of 3 with 2 games at home, especially in Sacramento.
We'll keep it at that. We'll see how these playoffs continue in the first round to progress. Brandon, it's your time to shine. NHL playoffs. Update us, talk to us. I know things are a little sad for the Panthers right now, but talk to us. What's going around the NHL right now in the playoffs, in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Well, my bracket's bust. I really had, again, I wasn't expecting the Panthers to even get a win out of the series. So the good thing is they got a win in Boston, but not able to get things done in Sunrise, out of all places.
Yeah.
Like, they start off the game, like, literally down 2-0 at the end of the first period. Kachuk actually gets a really nice between-the-legs goal, but then the Bruins get, 2 goals right after that. I mean, this Bruins firepower is ridiculous in Boston. They're a top team in the NHL right now this season for a reason. President's Trophy winner. There's no reason why they shouldn't be winning this 1 in 5 as they go back to Beantown, as they call it. But I think out of all the series, though, the one that I have my eye on a lot, because it's the Battle of the Blues. For those who do not know, and I'm probably more confused when they watch Bally Sports in Central Florida, the Toronto Maple Leafs, who have been cursed in this entire first round throughout their entire franchise for a long time, and the Tampa Bay Lightning have been neck and neck. And I kid you not, the last game, actually, before I even go to the games, the one thing I would say, the hit on Brandon Point going to the boards with his head down, that's a dirty hit. That's a dirty hit that really could have ended his career. So glad he's okay. Brandon Point, if you're looking at this as a Panther fan, hopefully you're okay, right? But either way, that series has been going on pretty well. Right now, Toronto actually leads the series 2-1 over the Lightning. So that one, actually, funny enough, they're in a game right now where Tampa is winning out 4-1. So that series is looking to be tied at 2-2. And as of course, I'm going to stay in the Eastern Conference because another weird developing story in NHL, no matter what has happened in the Rangers and Devils series, the home team always loses. The first 2 games in New Jersey, Rangers went out. The 2 games in Madison Square Garden, the Rangers have lost. After game 4, Devils winning it 3-1 to tie the series at 2 apiece. And probably the more kind of the weirdest things, because in the NHL, the way that they have the expansion draft, they kind of give the Golden Knights the easy card to get to the Stanley Cup within their first 2 years. And then you have a team like Seattle. Seattle against the former champs of the Avalanche of Colorado. They're down 2-1 in their series. Their actually game is later on 10 p.m. tonight. Watch that game. Watch that game because Seattle, they could really upset the Avs. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Again, I mean, Colorado, they have some great guys out there. And, of course, for a reason, they're the number 1 seed in the West. But keep your eye on that series. I think Seattle gets an upset. And if I'm going to go across the board, I know I'm not going to be talking about every single series. What about Edmonton? And honestly, I don't know if you guys seen the pictures. Will Ferrell has been wearing face paint for the past 3 weeks. Of his Kings black and silver, and I love it. Even though right now it's a tied series, actually, I think their game is tomorrow in Edmonton against McDavid, which McDavid and those guys, never an easy time to go against. But that'll be also another one that goes down to the wire, though. The other series, Wild, Stars, don't even watch that. Don't even waste your time on that. Don't even waste your time on that. If you're looking at Western series, look at Kings, Oilers, or you have to look at a potential upset, Seattle over Colorado. Again, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm intrigued by that Seattle game.
Yeah. I honestly like Seattle, though. I mean, they took Drieger away from the Panthers in their expansion draft. But the way that, and I don't know if the NBA will ever do this. I don't know if baseball will ever do this. But the way the expansion draft is, as well with the cap space in the NHL, they're getting these guys like mid-talented guys that are not going to be giving you like below 500 season. These are decent playoff teams they're making in year 1 of their franchise.
I know MLS has that. I don't know, Brandon. Do you remember Indiana Vasilev?
Yeah.
So St. Louis, inaugural team to the league this year, they in their expansion draft, they were able to take him from Miami. So it's funny how that works. Like expansion teams are able just to pick whatever player they want from the other team and like, all right, sorry, we're taking him from you. But yeah, MLS has that.
Yeah, and they're automatically perfect. You know what I mean? Like St. Louis, they were like 4-0.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're still in first.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But for the Panthers, would you pretty much call this over?
I would, yeah. I think because the one thing I really like, and again, not saying anything negative about the Bruins, but the one thing I didn't really like about Game 4, the amount of fights, man. Like Tkachuk had to go out of his way to fight he had to fight a goalie to go out of his way to get some respect out there against this Bruins team. So I think the Panthers themselves, they're kind of ending the season. And again, great season to end with the playoff, but to end it probably in 5 games, or the last game at home in FLA Live, a bunch of fights. We didn't even win. I don't even think we won a single fight. And Tkachuk was out there boxing guys out. Barkov wasn't doing much.
I mean, it didn't even make sense, man. At some point, I saw one Panther taking on 3 Bruins at the same time. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they just had Tkachuk out there. And Verhaeghe, God bless Verhaeghe, man. He showed up a little bit in this series. But, yeah, man, I just felt like Tkachuk was just on his own in a lot of the games in South Florida. And also, I would say one thing, the last thing I'll probably say about the Panthers, because I know it's on a lot of people's mind about the goalie, either being Sergei Bobrovsky or you have Alex Lyon, who is probably the main reason why we're even in the playoffs right now to end off the year. I'm kind of done with Sergei. I'm done with Bob. I'm really done with Bob. I really don't care about his contract. I honestly feel like, again, we'll just eat it up. You know what I mean? We're South Florida. I'm just done with Bobrovsky, man. I'm expecting at least getting out of the second round with him at goal. We can't even get out of a game with less than 4 goals against us with Bob at goal. It's ridiculous. And I understand we're going against the Bruins, but man, like this Panther team has guys at forward that can really score. Like Sasha is like a 2-way guy. Tkachuk, again, hell of a points leader. Definitely won the trade with Huberdeau. But Bob at goal, he's getting eaten alive. And I mean, I understand our 4th line isn't the best, our 3rd line isn't the best, especially defensively, but Bob's got to do better. If not, he can just get out of South Florida. I'd rather have Spencer Knight on a leg than Bob right now.
Well, you heard it here first. Brandon giving his NHL Stanley Cup playoffs take and talking about the Florida Panthers and how they've been throughout this series against the Boston Bruins. But a little news, and we'll spend just a little bit of time on it because we talked about this weeks ago in one of our episodes. But it was made official today. Aaron Rodgers is officially a New York Jet. And what blew my mind, it was crazy because I literally saw Adam Schefter like reported live on TV. He was just talking and he looked at his phone. He was like, "Oh, wait, hold up, there's news." And like Mina Kimes was all like, she's like, "What's going on?" Yeah. She was like, "What's going on?" Hey, the Jets, like literally got rid of their entire draft to get Aaron Rodgers. Do you guys think that was a smart move?
I mean, the way that New York looks like, why not, man? Why not? You know what I mean? And again, I do want to bring this up because I know Zach Wilson said he was going to make whoever comes into this offseason's quarterback room with New York a living hell for them. Zach Wilson, welcome to hell, man. You're not going to get past A-Rod.
Yep.
You're not going to get past Aaron Rodgers. This is literally a move that is a generational quarterback, a guy who is still playing at a top elite level in the NFL. And again, a division that has the Patriots, the Dolphins, and the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I don't know exactly. I mean, this makes this AFC East more confusing to me. I don't know where I have the Jets, honestly. Do I have them above the Dolphins? Do we even have them above the Bills, which is insane to even think about? And then, of course, the Patriots, we never know what they can do, you know? So this is definitely worth the trade, you know? Screw the picks, like Miami would say in 2 years past. But this makes a whole lot of questions than just guarantees for New York.
This becomes now. I'm gonna talk off of what you just said. This makes the AFC East a living hell.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm stuck like you. I don't know who to pick. And to be honest, for me, I'm not gonna have a pick probably until the season starts and I start seeing how things play out and how these teams start playing together. You know what?
Yeah.
Good for the Jets. You know, that's another poverty franchise. It's been stuck in the dirt for such a long time. Good for them. And for Zach Wilson, yeah, you're not beating Aaron Rodgers. I can probably see, Zach Wilson going somewhere else because he's not going to beat Aaron Rodgers. And by the way, I just wanted to say a quick update. 4:40 left in the fourth quarter. Miami trails Milwaukee 101-96. They've held Milwaukee to a little of a drought here, and Miami has been playing good defense, and they have been scoring. So we'll see what happens here in the fourth. But continuing on the Jets, Janka, give me your take on Aaron Rodgers to the Jets.
I like it because you know me, I'm more of an old head. I love competition, and I love to see in many ways how the Dolphins could lose.
Oh my god! Come on!
I'm kidding. But I do want to see competition now. I just feel like nowadays, a lot of people like to go to where they have the best chance of winning a title.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I like to see. Like Aaron Rodgers could have gone anywhere. He could have. I don't know where he could have gone, but now we have Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I would have taken him in Dallas.
Tua, and then Mac Jones.
Brandon's face, he's like, oh, God.
Listen.
Y'all still have Dak Prescott, man. Come on.
I will take Aaron Rodgers over Dak Prescott. Come on, Brandon. That's an obvious choice.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers on the Cowboys would be pretty fucking scary. Excuse me.
The guy used to terror. I'm happy he's in the AFC now. Good riddance. He used to terrorize my life. I have PTSD as a young adult because of that guy.
But
I'm just saying.
This is gonna be a very interesting division right now because who do you think is gonna be the most competitive in that division? I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be the most competitive.
Pause that. 9-0 run for the Miami Heat is 101-98, 350 and counting.
Update. 102-101.
Oh my gosh, man.
Oh man, this is getting close.
Can we just watch this is like breaking news stuff for those who are watching.
Once we get permission from the NBA,
Hold up. Wait, Janka, I'm at 330. There we go. Yeah, it's 101-100. That's where I'm at.
Skip Bayless. Heat lead.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Jimmy Butler.
There it is.
Yep. 102-101. Miami Heat in the lead. Jimmy Butler is yelling at the crowd.
Okay, you have no idea because for the life of me, I want a Celtics Heat Eastern Conference Finals. If this game happens, this is a guarantee if the Heat win this one, they're taking it away.
I'm telling you, I've been telling Jonka, if the Heat beat the Bucks, this is going to be a Miami-Boston Eastern Conference Finals.
I'm liking it, man.
I know, I like it. Listen, I like it, but I don't like it at the same time because it's going to take another hit on me and Brandon's friendship. We went at it last year. At sometimes, me and Brandon are on the court. We are on the court right now. We're playing each other, but it was great, man. It was just good rivalry and good banter talk.
True.
Let's move to the next topic. Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. Did you guys see that fight?
I don't even.
Dude, I don't know what it was, but Ryan Garcia, Tank is Gervonta Davis. Ryan Garcia, I don't know, it took him a few minutes. It took his body a few minutes to process what just happened. And then his mind, I think his neurotransmitter said, oh, crap, that hurt. I'm going to take a knee, and I'm going to call this one quits. Dude, I've been saying Davis is that guy. I knew he was going to beat Ryan Garcia. Davis is that guy. And I had no doubt about it coming into this fight that he was going to win. No doubt about it.
Well, the fight was going pretty good, I think Garcia goes down in the second round, and then he gets back up. It was quick, nothing happened. It was
he got dropped. Yeah, he got dropped.
Yeah, he came back up pretty easily. I was like, all right, it probably didn't stun him. He probably fell down. And then as he goes back and forth, this round, that round, and then heading into the seventh round. When I first saw the knockdown, when he took the knee, I was like, okay. Did he lose an ankle or something? I'm like, and then all of a sudden I looked at him and I'm like, bro, is this guy winded or something? And then they counted to 10 and it was out. And then and then they showed the replay. And the guy was explaining after the fight and the press conference and everything, they were analyzing the knockout, and they said, that it was a liver shot, and then supposedly a medical staff explained that taking the shot that his body didn't react to the when you get hit in the liver, that your body shuts down, but with a delay. So even if Ryan Garcia wanted to get up, he couldn't because his body had just shut down. That's why he couldn't get up even from his knee.
Update, Jonga, don't ruin it. 3-pointer, because Giannis got an and one, took the lead. 3-pointer from Caleb Martin, 105-104, Heat in the lead with nearing 2 minutes left. Let me update. Drew Holiday with a 3-pointer, 107-105. Absolute madness from the Kaseya Center.
Oh my gosh, man. If this was only called the Miami-Dade Arena at this point, right? Unbelievable.
It should have been. They should have just kept it.
They really should have kept it. Honestly, the fact that he have changed their name 3 times throughout this season for their arena, it's ridiculous.
They should have kept the Miami-Dade Arena and have all the funds go to the stadium itself and not just a sponsor.
No, yeah. Honestly, I would have paid extra taxes just for that, to be honest.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would. I honestly would.
I would renovate the entire stadium.
That too?
Paint it or something. I don't know. It's just too plain.
True.
Final topic of the night. This is one that I'm very intrigued in talking about.
I'm scared. What happened?
Phil Neville. Officially
Oh.
on the hot seat. 6-game losing streak. Big match coming Wednesday night at FIU Stadium, the third round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup against Miami FC. Miami FC played them in the same exact round last year, and it took Inter Miami 87 minutes to find the one goal to defeat Miami FC. Miami FC coming off a 4-1 victory against the Las Vegas Lights. And obviously Inter Miami with a 6-game losing streak, 1-0 loss to Houston Dynamo at the weekend. In terms of mentality, Miami FC has the edge. They're coming off a good win in their league. They're hungry to beat Inter Miami. They're playing at their home stadium. Inter Miami is not mentally well right now. And I'm telling you, mark my words, I'm going to say it like Brandon, this is a guaranteed. If Inter Miami, which I will say is a possibility, loses on Wednesday, Phil Neville is done on the spot.
You know, I just love the fact that, like, the Miami rivalry between Miami FC and Inter Miami is more important to Inter Miami fans than Miami FC fans right now. And honestly, this is a hard week for Inter, though. We got a game Wednesday, then you got to go against, I think it was Columbus Saturday.
Yep, on the road.
On the road in Columbus. Never an easy battle, no matter if it's even in Ohio. So, and I'm guessing the reaction. I'm not going to watch I'm not watching the game, I swear.
Jimmy Butler hits a 3-pointer, 1:15 left. The Heat are up by 1. 110-109. Here comes Giannis. Giannis misses the floater. Heat ball. Jimmy Butler with the ball. 1 minute. Here we go. 59 seconds.
That's it. We're broadcasting the entire way.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler for 3. Hey, Jimmy Butler for 3.
Let's go.
Jimmy Butler for 3. 58.2 seconds left.
We're saying it's a 2.
Not even a Heat guy, but I'm a Jimmy guy, man. Oh my gosh. What did I mention in the beginning of this? The greatest player in Heat basketball to not have yet won a ring.
Oh my God.
Jimmy is literally Jimmy. Oh, and Brandon, you're going to love this. Jimmy hits the shot and brings out the "this is my house."
Bro, he stole D Wade's. Oh my gosh.
He brought up the "this is my house."
Look, especially as like a basketball guy, either writing, reporting, broadcaster, just a general fan, the story of Jimmy Butler is ridiculous. Not with a home at age 13, brought back Chicago, young cast in Minnesota, finds himself here in Miami after a terrible stint with Philadelphia. Jimmy Butler is a freaking movie right now, man. Like at least a Netflix 3-season series.
That was so cold, Brandon. He steps back. He's dribbling up the court, takes a step back, and drains the shot.
Like, I'm telling you right now, as a Celtic.
Oh, my God.
Don't say anything, bro. Don't say anything.
This is ridiculous.
Jimmy Butler currently has 51 points. Heat franchise playoff record for points.
What is happening? Like,
God, I might have a stroke.
I'm watching this game when League Pass hits the after 3 hour thing on my League Pass because I'm an NBA nut. I'm watching this game at 2 o'clock in the morning. And for those in South Florida, get your Valley Sports at midnight because we're watching this game in the middle of the night.
58.2 seconds. That's it. We're broadcasting. Then we're doing play-by-play here.
Hold on. Let me bring up TNT. There's no way.
Drew Holiday gets the ball stolen. It's in Jimmy Butler's hands. Jimmy driving. Fouled.
That's got to be a wrap, dude. There's no way.
112-109, 47.6 left.
Pat Connaughton is coming into the game for Chris. Oh, my God.
Unbelievable. And we're going to stay live until we just hit the hour mark, but we will stay live until the end of this game 4.
I'm letting y'all know right now, I think the Heat will win this one, but if they somehow lose this series, I swear to God.
Why? Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
I'm just saying. No, I what does Jimmy do if they somehow lose this series? After
Brandon,
performance like this.
Drew Holiday has fouled out of the game.
That's a wrap. There's not a guy that can defend Jimmy besides maybe Giannis now.
113-109, Jimmy hits his first free throw.
So what is it, like a 2-possession, bound to be a 3-possession game with seconds left?
52 points, 19 for 28 from the field.
Chris Middleton.
Oh my gosh. The only thing that he can't really do right now, I don't know exactly who's on the floor because I don't got the TV on me because I'm not going to be watching that. But as long as they don't foul inside with Giannis, and again, you can't double team in this situation though. Pat Covington with a 3, that can end it.
Here we go. Giannis taking the ball up court. 44 seconds counting. Giannis driving. Goes at Adebayo. Misses the shot. No foul. It's in the hands of Jimmy Butler. Butler is fouled. Not yet. He gives it to Adebayo. Adebayo will be fouled.
Oh my gosh. Bam, free throws to decide it. Okay.
32.7. And Butler is talking mad smack right now.
Bro, there's no way.
This is
Oh
nuts.
my gosh.
Look, Brandon, like Giannis looks right now, his face at a state of confusion and he does not know what the hell just happened.
I don't think anybody knows what's going on right now. The Bucks were up by double digits ending the third quarter.
Butler is handing them their check. The fuck out my building. That's what it's basically what it is. Here's the check.
So Miami, he taking 2. Bro, everyone's gonna be FaceTiming me after this game, man. I can't imagine. Like, look, I'm not even a Heat fan, but there's a parade in my city, man. Like, this is ridiculous.
Adebayo hits both free throws. It's 116-109.
Man. Again, a series isn't over till it's over. But 3-1 for Milwaukee. If Giannis even gets a sniff of Game 7, that would be probably a really big legacy series for him. Just saying. Then again, he could finish it though.
I'm telling you, this is, and I told Jonka last night, if the Heat win this series, this is embarrassment and humiliation for the Milwaukee Bucks.
It is. This is, dude, I can't even, because like, I think that the biggest thing, especially for a lot of Heat fans, and I mentioned this like beforehand, before the season started, during the season, Pat Riley wanted this group to stick around. They wanted this group to finish off what they kind of started from last season. And a lot of people were ready to quit on the Miami Heat, especially NBA Twitter. Ready to
quit on the Heat.
Technically.
Regular season.
But now we're back.
I said they have to prove to me for me to watch them. They're proving it right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like ever since that loss against ever since the loss against Atlanta in the play-in game, Miami's they've been phenomenal to watch. Phenomenal to watch. And a lot of people were, after that Atlanta loss, they were honestly out on the Heat.
Here we go, Milwaukee. Here's Joe Ingles driving on Jimmy Butler. He's going to kick it. Here's a 3, no good. Ingles. Here's another shot, another 3-pointer, no good. Ball out of bounds. And referees are going to call this a foul on Miami with 19.3 left. Miami continue to lead 116-109.
They're challenging it. Coach's challenge.
Yep. Spoelstra is challenging the foul. The foul is a push-off on the rebound from Gabe Vincent on Connaughton.
Man, I know they're playing Pepas early already, man. They got to be playing Pepas in that Heat arena. Like, there's no way, man.
This is just, for me, this is like,
dude, I'm rewatching the entire fourth quarter. Like, after this, I'm going to figure their way out, man. Either lead past 3 hours, I'm watching the entire fourth quarter after this.
And again, I know we are an hour and 4 minutes into our show, episode 91, but we just cannot go off air until the final buzzer of Game 4. between the Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks.
Probably the most important episode we've had in a while, man. Because this is like historically, this is live, man. This is
Most
live.
important so far is the first episode and the 100th episode.
Oh man, hey, if you want to give the people some good entertainment and a good fight, they should stream us if the Heat play the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes, and actually, speaking of which, if that ever does happen, Twitter Spaces, I will be on Twitter nonstop, and of course, you will as well. I think
100%. Hey, Twitter Space, 100%. If a game that doesn't end up on a Monday night, we're doing a Twitter Space for sure.
Watch, the game's gonna be at 10:30 p.m.
Yo, and I can hear Jonka. I can hear Jonka already. Jimmy Butler's gonna hit a 3 or whatever. You're gonna hear Jonka, screw you, Brandon.
Even if they hit a 3, they're still down 4.
oh my gosh.
So referees are now saying the result of the challenge. I have the television muted, so I will not be able to hear the result of that challenge. It is an unsuccessful challenge by Spoelstra. They put some time back on the clock. Is 20.6. So Pat Connaughton, I believe, is going to be at the free throw line for the Bucks.
Yeah, he's been having a tough night too for them.
Both teams have 1 timeout and 0 fouls to give.
What's crazy is that I have to watch the Laker game after this.
That is definitely something. Actually, I got a live tweet for a class for that one. Crazy enough, a sports reporting class.
Hey man, it's fun. When you love it, it's fun.
That's true, man. How can you not love sports? Especially South Florida sports on Plug Talk Sports. Come on.
Hey, and Kevin Love's checking into the game. And I just want to say, Kevin Love himself too, from when the Heat got him in the trade to that rest of the regular season that he played to now in the playoffs, he has stepped up too his game. He's elevated his game.
Absolutely. From the three-point shooting itself, I mean, he's elevated this Heat team behind the arc. Definitely the veteran leadership as well. It's something, again, this is a team that started the season with Caleb Martin at power forward at 6'6". They needed Kevin Love. This Heat team really needed Kevin Love.
So we're 15.8. Jimmy Butler was just fouled and will be going to the free throw line. It's 116-111. 53 points for Jimmy Butler with a chance to add on 2 more. Drains the first. 117-111. Make that 54 points for Butler. What we're seeing right now, guys, is a historic, dominant performance by Jimmy Butler that will go down in Miami Heat history.
No, absolutely. As long as Brook Lopez doesn't do anything, though.
Here's another free throw, 118-111. Butler with 55 points. Giannis picks up the ball, 14 seconds. It's Brook Lopez. Lopez is going to shoot from 3, banks it in.
I love how you say it, Brandon.
118-114.
Hopefully, Brooklyn doesn't do anything. Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, I know, bro. You jinxed it.
Oh, my God.
And here we go. We got Brook Lopez jawing back and forth with Jimmy Butler.
Low rivalry going on.
And there we go. Butler is fouled. 8.4. A chance to tag on 2 more. Hits it. 56 points for Jimmy Butler. 114. This is unbelievable. I think Brandon, it hasn't hit. Brandon's like in a state of shock.
I might be a little. I'm not gonna say anything though.
All right, misses the second.
Here
we go. Giannis with the ball, taking it up court, loses the basketball. It's in the hands of Caleb Martin, and that will do it. The Miami Heat have taken a 3-1 serious lead over the Milwaukee Bucks. Jimmy Butler with 56 points on the night. One more, and the Heat take out the number 1 seed and best overall record in the NBA. And if you're seeing the faces of the Milwaukee Bucks right now, they are absolutely stunned and shocked. Unbelievable.
Everyone should be.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude our show.
Yes.
No better way to conclude it with a 119-114 victory for the Miami Heat, taking a 3-1 commanding series lead over the Bucks. We'll be back for next week's episode 92. I hope you guys enjoyed this extensive coverage, should I say, of Game 4 between the Heat and Bucks. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great rest of your week, and good night.
Support the troops.